Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about why is the restaurant industry, the culinary industry, so toxic. Stay tuned. So, if you go to YouTube right now and you search about, people talking about the culinary industry, they're probably going to tell you be aware of this, beware of that, expect this, expect that. But the reality is, can we constantly and forever keep living in the circumstances that we're living on right now, that we're working on right now as chefs? Can we say that, oh my gosh, this is normal? Can we still keep normalizing this behavior and the toxicity that is happening in our industry? It is time that people come to their senses and people start realizing that the power lies on you, right? That we do not need to be accepting this type of behavior, this type of treatment from other chefs and from this industry, right? And I'm going to tell you the secret on how we can start the work with ourselves and mentally, which is the most important part. Guys, I have worked in the restaurant industry for almost 8 years. I've worked in about, 16, 17 restaurants in Toronto, Canada, Ontario. Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And I have to say, the patterns are there. All right? This is not something that you're gonna say, oh, I find that this behavior in this one restaurant, in this one. No. You're going to be finding the same patterns, the same type of treatment, and the same kind of mentality in pretty much every single restaurant. So I'm gonna tell you what this secret is and how you can have a better way of living and working in an environment where your mind is at ease and at peace, right? And you don't feel like you're being taken advantage of. So let's start. So there's two sides. We have the master mentality and we have slave mentality, right? Master mentality, it's taken upon usually like managers and owners, right? And those ones that aspire to be like them, right? And slave mentality is, those ones that have to come to work and, somebody does the schedule for us and yada, right? Which pretty much, in a way, everybody pretty much, have a bit of a slave mentality until you probably get into a management role, right? So what is a master mentality? And let me tell you, between master mentality and a racist, there's not that far, it's not that far of a distance, if I say so myself, right? And it's very unlikely that you're gonna find a white person, right? Or usually white person, that have worked in this industry for more than 7 years and is not a racist. Or it doesn't, it's very hard, to be honest with you. And let me tell you, living in Canada, you might say, oh, it's less racist than in the United States. No. I had people call me the N-word in the subway, okay? So there's a lot of racism in Canada, for sure. And there's a lot of racism in our industry. And that is one of the biggest problems that our industry faces, right? And what happened with racist people is that if you are also white, and I'm a white racist, and you're a good white person, that respects other human beings and understand equality and fairness among all, then I will tell you that you are also the racist enemy, right? Now, a master manipulator, a master manipulator person, they, and this is the thing though, this is the modern slavery of today's world, and people really need to pay attention, right? Because people are not gonna do what they did, before 70 years ago, right, when slavery was a big thing and they used to punish us, hit us and all that stuff. They're not gonna do that, of course. So what are they going to do? Attack us mentally. That is the way the master manipulator attack us and controlled, the people, the cooks and the chefs in our industry, right? I'm going to tell you a few signs of a master manipulator, right? And a few signs of somebody on a slave mentality mindset, okay? In another video, I'm going to do a more specific and bright and a more specific video about master manipulator and slave mentality. But I'm going to just give you a little summary. So the main thing about a master manipulator is that they first want to be nice to you, to in a way make you vulnerable. And then that's how then they are going to wanna control you, right? And one of the main things about the master manipulator is that they are going to want to steal your ideas, and keep making you work hard, right? Without necessarily giving you what they tell you they're gonna give you, right? And that is just the main thing about a master manipulator, all right? The slave mentality person, for once, when it comes to me personally, one of the things that got me wrapped up into having a slave mentality mindset is that I am a people pleaser. At least I was a people pleaser, and I didn't want necessarily people to be upset at me. And I wanted just everybody to be happy, and I care a lot about what people had to say about me, right? And that's how I really got dragged into this slave mentality, control, manipulation. And to be honest, the best way you can get out of this kind of toxic cycle, it's simple. Number one, honesty. Honesty, it's key. Whatever it is that you're feeling, right? You should talk about it with your managers, obviously in a very professional way, right? If you think somebody doesn't, is doing something towards you, if you think somebody is being disrespectful towards you, then you talk, you talk your feelings. Do not let, your feelings be, kept in while you, create things in your head, because you don't know where that other person can be coming from. So having a proper conversation, it's key. And that is something that I really had to learn in this industry, right? Everything you have to talk about. You want to make sure, you pass through somebody, you want to say, hey, I'm sorry, because you don't even know if that person is going to take it personally, you don't know. So if there's any misunderstanding, you say somebody said, do not leave on that. Tell that person that I said this, or this person, or gossip, and do not leave on that. Whatever it is that you have to say, whatever problem is that you have, you say it front to front, in face to that person, in a very professional manner, of course. Right? Another way you can defend yourself and protect yourself from falling into a slave mentality mindset is knowing this. Actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. So if you have a manager that is keep telling you, I'm going to give you this, I'm going to give you a promotion, I'm going to give you this, I'm going to give you money, I'm going to give you that, and you don't see that that they're not taking the necessary steps to give you that, then you need to take your energy a little bit back. All right? You are not there to do the job of a manager and to do the job of an owner. That's not your job. Okay? That's not your job. If you are getting paid to just be the chef, one of the chef cooks, work in the station, then that's exactly what your job is. Listen, I have worked in restaurants where literally they hire somebody right away as a manager or as a sous chef, right? So that whole manipulation tactic of like, oh, you have to build your way up, that's all bull. You know what I mean? It is. Because if I have the promotion right here, because that's usually what it is. They usually use that. They usually always use that. I'm gonna give you this, I'm gonna give you a promotion, you're gonna be something big, you have a future in this company. They usually always do that. Right? So the number one thing you have to do is you have to work in not in a one-sided relationship, right? Because it's the same thing if you have a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a partner, right? Are you gonna be the one always giving, right? Are you gonna be the one always taking, right? There has to be a 50-50. It has to be a give and take. The same thing happened when you are in the restaurant industry, right? You want to make sure that you give as much as you're receiving, right? So if they're treating you just like as another employee, then that's exactly what you're just gonna be. And I repeat, there's no need for you to be giving ideas, for you to be helping the manager figure out his job, all right? When you are the one not getting paid for it, right? When you're the one not getting the credit, okay, you don't need to do that, right? How we can help each other? Simple. I don't know, I'm cutting way too many onions and I have, a certain amount of time before the restaurant opens and somebody else has the time to help me. Hey, help me, why not? Or I'll help you. You dropped something, let me get it for you. Like that, helping each other like that when it comes to physical things, stuff like that, action, stuff like that, right? But when it comes to knowledge and education, you have to be very careful, right? Because education is power. Especially on this industry, do not for 1 second believe that experience is all that matters. Okay? Because having a diploma and having education is extremely important in this industry. Okay? It's extremely important. So if you're somebody that have educated yourself, especially if you've been to school and you're working among a manager that didn't even go to school and doesn't have the same experience as you, what are you doing giving that person your power? What are you doing? Number one thing about this industry, do not let this industry and managers and owners make you prisoners of your own passions. Do not make them prisoner of your own passions, because this industry comes with a lot of creativity and it comes with a lot of passion and love, right? So it is, we don't need to even add the fact that to be a chef and a successful chef, there's no way that you are extremely, like have no passion, no sympathy for others. If you are true chef, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying those chefs that are just they call themselves chef, but they don't even know, how to cook. They don't know how to fry an egg. They're just there because, I don't know, their aunt or their father owns a restaurant, right? And then they have some type of privilege, and they didn't necessarily work hard and educated themselves to get to be where they are. Okay? Or those people, right, that are just in the right job with the, the culture that they're looking for, or the race that they're looking for, and that's why they don't probably need to work as hard as somebody with a different race or culture. All right? So grab this in your head. Do not allow owners and managers to make you a prisoner of your own passions. You need to understand the line between passion and business. Listen, passion and business. When it's business, it's business. When it's time to talk about how much you're paying me, when it's time to talk about, I don't know, my days off, when it's time to talk about what you're supposed to be giving me, what are you supposed to be expecting from me, that's business. Okay? When it comes to you enjoying the food that you're making, when it comes to you finding more and new ways to make new things, loving what you're doing, that's passion. And you need to understand when to apply that in your work, because at the end of the day, you're not working in your restaurant. You're working in somebody else's restaurant with somebody else's idea. And that is something that we need to accept as chefs and cooks. Okay? That we have to follow what that restaurant is telling us to do. Right? And there is only so much. Some restaurants allow you to be a little bit more creative and think more outside the box. But if they're a restaurant that you just have to follow exactly what they're saying, that's okay. While you're cutting that cilantro, you can be like, the cilantro, enjoying that while you're, I don't know, peeling potatoes, stirring the tomato sauce, tasting it if it's the right, seasoning, right? Those things you can enjoy it, right? Because it doesn't necessarily, to enjoy the taste of something and to enjoy cutting something and mixing something, right? It doesn't. It just involves you and whatever it is that you're doing, and the produce, right? It doesn't involve that company and other persons. So yeah, enjoy that while you're doing it. One day, hopefully, things are going to change for the better towards chefs, where we can be a lot more protected. But until that happens, we need to start getting stronger here in our mind, because that's where the control is. And that's how the toxicity come. Because the thing with a master manipulator, they put an energy there, right? And as we human beings, we are mirrors of each other, right? So they're gonna put that energy, and then they want you to take it and give it back to them. Take it, give it back, like that. They want you to play that game. So what you have to do is simple. You put that energy right there. All you do is honesty. Say no, yes. Or did they tell you, I don't know, I was gonna train you on this, and then they end up training somebody else, and you go to the money and be like, oh, so I thought you said, in a nice way, professional way, you don't have to be rude. But do not let the master manipulator get away with their sneakiness. You have to put them on their spot, right? So if they tell you they're gonna do this or do that, you go, I thought you said that you were gonna train me, but you end up training them. What happened? They're gonna be like, do not just keep quiet when you see that they say something and they do something else. No, talk to them. Have courage. Have courage. And I think that's something that is missing in a lot of chefs nowadays, that you guys don't have courage. All right? Anyways, so this was my video for today. It's a little bit long, 20 minutes, but I hope it is worth it. And I hope it helps a lot of people, and I'm sure it will. Like I said before, and I'm going to say it again, do not allow managers and owners to make you prisoners of your own passions, to manipulate you, to trick you. Because that's what they do. They're not going to hate you for you to do what they want. So what they're going to do is control you. Do not allow them to have control over you. And do not be telling your business to people that you yet do not know. Number one. Because they can use that to manipulate you. So be careful what you say and who you say it to. All right? Remember again, slave mentality, master mentality. All right? These are the secrets of how owners and managers in this industry control chefs and cooks. Which I will add again, between a master manipulator, oppressor, and a racist, they're very not that much of a difference. All right, I hope this helped, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm doing so many things. Bye.